So imagine you're in the hospital, you feel terrible, you feel like you're gonna fucking die. So what do? You play the game you find the most fun and you know you're really good at. You don't need any strategy guide or anything online. You know you're fucking A+. You know the game where there's that one hot character, you're like, damn, I beat the meat every night to this, and it hardly gets boring because she's so fucking hot. But what if I said to you that you're going to enter that same game and the girl that you find really hot, you might even call your waifu, infatuated with you, and want to get on your dick. That's the start of this new anime called, I was going to pronounce it, but it's here on the screen, too long to even say. That's exactly what happened to Takuto. His life is way better than what he was doing IRL. And the best part is, he's not just some character in the background or some warrior. He's the king of the castle. He's the guy who could put his dirty feet on the table. I mean, the first 7 minutes is just him being glazed by this girl, noticing what a big dick he has. Look how much money you have. And then she says she wants to build a kingdom for just her and him. Hold on, I'd be careful. I don't know if you can trust her. Just a word to the wise. I'd be careful where you put your dick in. He doesn't care. He has his hands on his ears, not listening. He fucking puts it in anyways. He agrees that they're gonna restart this game together. And even though they're the evil side of the game, interestingly enough, we see them as the good guys. And if anyone's questioning whether they're the bad guys or the good guys, they summoned a really ugly beast. No hero would ever summon that. They'd summon some Pikachu that everyone can just hug. You can't hug that. You would kill that with a shoe or something. They send this grasshopper all around the forest to make sure no one's here who wants to stop or will get killed from them making their kingdom. That's a nice thing to do. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's just me, but I find it very annoying when it's something serious out of nowhere. They try to sell you a waifu so they can put on an android. If you're going to be talking about money, civilization, and economics, don't break the tension with some kawaii bullshit where the world really likes you. Add some comedy in here. Tell a joke. The man died, you see. He couldn't say a joke to save his life. So a stupid insect comes back from the forest. So not surprising, his stupid insect finds a group of dark elves sleeping. Because what else do you do around 2 p.m. at night? I'll tell you what they don't do. Get reincarnated from the human world into a video game world, because that's impossible to do, right? So being these dark rulers, you would think they would get rid of these elves right away. They are just bugs that are meant to be stepped on. Either that or you're gonna end up fighting anyways because they're justice and you are stuck in your own ways, fighting for what you think is right. But not them. They just turned another leaf. They could do that, but instead, they're not barbarians. This isn't 2010. They're gonna treat them like amicable people. War is stupid. Unfortunately, the dark elves aren't just gonna sit in the forest forever. They come and show their ugly face to them. It's about to go down. Before we can even do that, they have to give us a fucking backstory of how or why these people are the way they are. Why are they running to their deaths? Because their people, listen to me, their people, I mean the dark elves, are starving and need to find food somewhere. And there has to be some food somewhere. And the funny thing is, even though we see him as this lazy, dirty looking boy who looks like he doesn't shower at all, the dark elves see some shadow demon and probably kill them in a snap. You know what could happen in a snap? You subscribe to this channel because the anime content here is fucking fire. So they end up doing the right thing. They get on their knees, they apologize for even showing their fucking faces, and they're already accepting their defeat. They're ready to make the equivalent exchange. Their whole body, or at least his whole body, for some food to feed his whole village. That's already a lot. I don't know if your whole body's worth that much. You came to the right person. He's a very generous man nowadays. He doesn't just give anyone apples and pears. So they should be satisfied with that. The dark elf wants way more than these. Also, let me just say, these are not pears. Pears don't look like apples. But still, he begs for way more food because there's a whole village in that forest. There's a whole village in that dump. And with a lift of a finger, he just dumps a whole fast food restaurant on him. He just drops a whole farm on him. Since they've never seen this much food, they start treating him like a god. There's some boring tale about dark elves and light elves and how they're so different. Not gonna get into that. Skip. Long story short, Takuto saves these stupid elves from dying. But they're gonna have to get out of the way because this whole land is going to be teared down for a fucking kingdom. And if he's feeling generous, they can become their butlers, but only if they beg hard enough. So once he goes home and heals them up full HP, all the elves are much happier and more healthy. until he talks to the elder, the old man elf, and he says, "That's disgraceful. You should never let the king of darkness help you in any way." So that whole night they end up fighting, and they just waste their whole breath saying who's right, who's wrong. But they come to an end and they agree that he did the right thing. He saved all the elves from this. It wasn't that hard to figure that out. The old man has lived 200 years. He should be wise as fuck, ready to understand what's going on. Forget your ego or your pride. Throw that away. People are dying here. So the old man's gonna go make a treaty with the Dark King. Maybe. Unless he doesn't want to do anything and he's just gonna burn them all down. It was just a lie. Imagine that. Die, elves, die! But they're not the only ones that are fighting. Takuto and his waifu are fighting. He should have never wasted all that mana on summoning all these fruits and vegetables, because they don't even know the dark elves. They're very low on mana, so this could end terribly. And they have a whole kingdom to build. That was a stupid idea. So they skip all this conversation just to figure out that the main character, get ready for this, is awkward. It's not that he's some dark lord who doesn't think anyone's weak, that doesn't think anyone's strong. It's that he doesn't even know how to talk to people. Even when he was at the hospital, all the nurses and doctors would just leave him alone because he barely even said anything. He's just super awkward. And that's the end of it. The big question of the day is, should you watch this anime? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, not worth it. There's way too much anime to go out and watch this one only. There's so many better ones. If you check the link down below, I have a playlist of all the new shows so far. You will definitely find something worth more your time. And the 3 questions I have about this anime are: 1, is he actually going to build his kingdom, or is he just going to build it chunk by chunk and make a bunch of new friends from the forest? 2, is this going to be the time I got reincarnated as a slime, other shit like that, or is it going to be something new? And 3, is this guy dead, or is he just reincarnated? Because who knows, maybe the gods of this world will allow him to go back to his homeland and not have any illness because he beat this game. Well anyways, if you like this video, check out this one because this is the one that you'd probably want to watch. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.